Over the weekend, about 50 students gathered at a Spokane church for a homecoming rally and dance. Those teens asked to hold the event at the church because they said they're tired of not being in school.
Tracking some patchy freezing fog and drizzle in the overnight hours. I'll tell you when the next round of rain and snow is headed our way.
And the meals are packed, and we are just one day away from Tom's Turkey Tuesday distribution. We have what you need to know to pick up a Thanksgiving meal coming up. Breaking news, the Spokane County Health District is reporting more than 1,000 new coronavirus cases from over the weekend. SRHD is reporting a staggering 513 new COVID cases today alone. 368 cases yesterday and 146 new cases on Saturday. There are also 4 new deaths from over the weekend, and 104 Spokane County residents are currently in the hospital. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
Welcome everyone. I'm Whitney Ward anchoring from home tonight. So as we begin this evening, getting tested for COVID can be challenging. Overwhelming demand has at times even caused certain clinics to shut down entirely. So our Casey Decker reached out to providers today for advice on what you should do if you need a test.
The biggest takeaway, only get a test if you're experiencing symptoms. Case numbers are rising everywhere right now, and the last thing that healthcare providers need, healthy people taking up tests and space. And yeah, that includes you folks who are hoping to get a negative test so you can travel for the holidays. Now is just not the time. But okay, if you are experiencing symptoms, where should you go? Gone are the days of that drive-through testing center at the fairgrounds. Now you have to find a clinic that performs the test. There are quite a few in Spokane County, but getting to one might take a little advanced planning. Chaz Health has 4 clinics open 9 to 3 on weekdays. They do take walk-ins, but right now lines can get pretty long. And in fact, a few clinics have gotten so overwhelmed they've had to shut down for the day entirely. If you can make an appointment through your doctor with Chaz, that's the option most likely to ensure you get a test there. Providence has 6 clinics in the area that do testing. 3 are classified as urgent care. Walk-ins are allowed there, but again, you run the risk of long lines and overwhelmed staff having to shut down for the day. Their normal hours are 8 to 7:45. 3 are called express care facilities. These now require appointments, which usually need to be made the day before, but offer the surest odds you'll get the test you need. Providence asks that people do not go to the Sacred Heart ER to get tested unless they have very severe symptoms. Multicare has 9 clinics in Spokane County that offer testing. 2 respiratory clinics accept walk-ins, one in Cheney and one in downtown Spokane. A third on the South Hill now requires appointments. So too do the 6 Indigo Urgent Care Centers owned by Multicare. A couple Walgreens and Rite Aid locations offer COVID tests, but again, these now require appointments. The gist, COVID testing is still available, but with case numbers rising and the holidays around the corner, it seems like everybody wants a test. So you can't really just do this on the fly anymore. Make a plan, make an appointment, and make sure that the clinic you pick actually accepts your insurance. And above all else, leave the spots for the people who are actually experiencing symptoms. Casey Decker, KREM 2 News.
Certainly good advice. Also just in here over in North Idaho, the Panhandle Health District is now reporting another 246 new cases from over the weekend. That brings their total number of cases through all of this to 8,731. Also, 4 new deaths have been reported. Currently, 66 people are hospitalized there.
All right, let's talk weather. A lot of us woke up to snow on the ground this morning. The question now, will we see any more snow this week? Let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Tom Sherry at our Outdoor Weather Center this evening. Tom, what can we expect?
Well, we've got a little bit of drizzle happening right now, and I think as temperatures get down to freezing, we could see some freezing drizzle late tonight and in the overnight hours. Pretty close to freezing right now. As you can see, we're at 33 degrees. And when you take a look at the radar, you can see we've got some showers, mostly in the form of rain in southeastern Washington, and the drizzle really isn't showing up on the radar. But yours truly is here to tell you that it's drizzling right now as I'm out here on the KREM 2 Outdoor Weather Center. So we'll look for an overnight low of about freezing. Again, some patchy freezing fog and freezing drizzle possible in the overnight hours. That could make for some very slippery commute for tomorrow morning. Watch out. And then we'll it won't last long, though. We'll melt out all that, any kind of frozen precipitation off, though, as we look for a daytime high of 42 degrees, mostly cloudy. And then we've got more rain and snow showers headed our way tomorrow night, late tomorrow night, and also in the overnight hours. But tomorrow during the daytime hours should be mostly dry. For the weekend, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, highs of high temperatures in the low 40s. Overnight lows get chilly, especially Sunday morning with an overnight low of 26 degrees. I'll track the rest of your 7-day forecast, all coming up in a few minutes.
Looking forward to that, Tom. Thank you very much. Meantime, over the weekend, about 50 teenagers gathered for a homecoming rally and dance at a Spokane church. The Family of Faith Community Church allowed the students to use their building, even though these gatherings are currently prohibited in Washington. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley shares how Spokane Public Schools is responding.
On Saturday night, roughly 50 teens had enough of COVID-19 restrictions. They held a private homecoming dance at Family of Faith Community Church.
Our constitutional right is to have rallies, and that's what these kids have opted to do with this, is have a rally.
Okay, so they're calling the event a rally. Washington Governor Jay Inslee banned all indoor social gatherings with anyone from more than one household through mid-December. But the teens and Family of Faith Community Church thought it was worth the risk because the students already missed out on so much this year.
Ultimately, we don't have affiliation or jurisdiction on what students do in their personal lives.
Spokane Public Schools says it was not involved with the event.
The church representative told us over the weekend that some of the teens came forward saying they wanted to hold this event because they're tired of not being in school and missing out on some of those high school memories. So can you tell me what SPS is doing maybe to create alternative ways for students to still make these school memories, but in a safe manner?
Yeah, schools have done a variety of things to promote a sense of community and to have spirit-like activities, whether that's students, wearing, different costumes or dressing up or promoting different types of initiatives. There is no substitute for being in person, whether that's instruction or whether that's community building activities. And we recognize the challenge, and we recognize the grieving, and we recognize the disappointment in that.
What would you say to parents who knowingly allowed their students to go to this outside district event that wasn't necessarily safe for their health?
We're going to continue to play a role in educating both families and students about the guidelines and recommendations that are out there. We recognize that everyone's going to make their own personal choices, and we understand that.
Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
And KREM 2 is digging deeper tonight into calls for police reform. Here locally, some city council members want stricter controls on the Spokane Police K-9 units. So I looked into both sides. Here's a quick look now at a story that we're working on for you tomorrow on KREM 2 News at 6.
So if somebody doesn't have a weapon, but they're not following directions, they'll send the dog to bite them. And that's probably where I would draw the line. And the reason I draw the line is the dog will do too much damage to the person to justify what they're doing.
What is your biggest concern if City Council does decide that changes are necessary in the K-9 program?
Several things. First and foremost, it's going to change the safety of the community. If we don't use these dogs, we're not going to find those people. And so the safety of the citizens is going to go down. People are going to be at risk. And that's the purpose we serve in this unit, is to keep people safe.
So you can hear the rest of my conversation with Spokane City Council President Brienne Beggs, as well as K-9 handler and officer Todd Bielitz. My KREM 2 in-depth report is coming up tomorrow night right here on KREM 2 News at 6. Also tonight, Eastern Washington men's basketball has officially announced the season opener against Oregon on Wednesday is now postponed because of 2 positive coronavirus cases on the team. The program is hopeful, though, to reschedule that game sometime in December. Eastern is supposed to play at Washington State this Saturday. Also, in a release, the team says they are hopeful that their athletes currently in quarantine will be able to be cleared over the next few days with testing, and that game can be played. So we'll certainly keep you posted on that.
Tom's Turkey Drive, a big success because of our generous community. Thank you for donating, everyone who did. It's going on right now. Of course, Tom's Turkey Tuesday is tomorrow. It's time to get those meals to area families now. KREM 2, Second Harvest, and all our partners are excited to welcome the crowd tomorrow in our first ever drive-by turkey distribution at the Spokane County Fairgrounds. And in those meals will be a turkey and all the trimmings for a family to stay at home and cook. Included in the meals is a half gallon of locally produced milk from Washington dairy farmers.
As dairy farmers, we are ecstatic to be able to donate 11,000 half gallons of milk to go into the 11,000 boxes being distributed at Tom's Turkey Drive.